Welcome at the second day of the FASHIONCLASH Festival. We are going to talk to you about the Fashion Makes Sense Award that we're going to announce very soon, so please stay tuned. This award ceremony is part of the FASHIONCLASH Festival this whole weekend, so please take a look at fashionclash.nl website to check out the full program, shows and performances. It's going to be an amazing weekend. Today we are live here in Maastricht. I have two guests that I will be introducing to you in a little bit later. In the next hour or so, you'll find out who the winner is of the jury prize of the Fashion Makes Sense Award, as well as the audience prize. And I wanted to let you know that the audience prize you can still vote for. So if you want to vote for the audience prize of the Fashion Makes Sense Award, go to fashionclash.nl right now and give your votes. Yeah, I hope you'll join us. But I would also recommend to wait for a little bit, because you're going to get to know the jury a little bit better. You're going to get to know the finalists a little bit better, who will do a final pitch. But make sure to vote if you haven't done so already. So with the audience prize is attached €1,000, and for the jury prize, there's a €2,500 prize to win. To spend on future projects and collections. Before we'll start the worldwide premiere of all of the hard work of the 9 finalists for today, I would like to let you know that everything has been done with COVID measurements in place, so it's been all done on a very safe distance. Sit back, relax, enjoy the worldwide premiere of the 9 finalists of the Fashion Makes Sense Award.
Hope there's someone who'll take care of me when I die. Will I go? Will I scared of the middle place between life and nowhere. I don't want to be the one left in there, left in there.
Like ice cream, we're dripping, melting, melting down. Buildings and buildings, sinking, wearing out. My mom said, grow up and make it better, but now I really don't know. We're living in a plastic bag, and I'll say, my world is a sad, sad world, and I'm burning it up. Ooh, oops. 'Cause time won't hide all of my dirt. Ooh, oops. We're splashing the water. Let's blue sky, one blue sea, blue sea. But I buy things, and I wanna be mad, then I lose faith. Since this is sad, 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 sad world. Touch my skin, see it melting into the ocean. With your reflection hanging over me, it's like something in a dream. Feel my eyes. Navigate a journey where we escape waves through a moment of time on the
Amazing presentations. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Here in the studio, I have two guests. I'm going to introduce you to them in a little bit. Branko, co-founder of FASHIONCLASH Festival and the Fashion Makes Sense Award. And I also have here on the table Liselot Hoekstra, who is an amazing performer and is going to chat to us with a little bit later and show her performance. But first, welcome, Branko. Lovely to have you, or lovely for you to have me, I guess. Huh?
Exactly. It's really nice that we can do this.
Yeah. Could you tell me, I think this year is the 12th edition of the festival and the 4th edition of the award show. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You've been involved the whole time from the start up. Can you tell me how did this came about?
The fashion class in general?
The festival.
Well, it literally started as a bunch of young designers wanted to have a platform to show their own work. And it got out of hand. 12 years later, here we still are, pretty much with the same team, small team. And it was for us literally, okay, here we are in Maastricht, people are leaving the city, but why not try it here from scratch and create a new narrative for fashion? And that actually helped us a lot because we were, in a way, out of the context of the fashion scene. So being somewhere else gave us the opportunity to kind of investigate, explore fashion from another angle, and that's why we also, that it's called Fashion Clash because we wanted to make it an inclusive and inviting discourse, because often, especially maybe 12 years ago, it was such a different world, and we wanted to invite different disciplines, different cultures, to make it an open dialogue.
And why did you come up with the Fashion Makes Sense Award? Why this award?
Well, it was, let's say it was in 2017 when we decided that obviously sustainability became more of a thing in a good, I'm happy that it happened, but we also wanted to do something for that. And the Fashion Makes Sense Award is actually, in a way, a good combination of what we stand for. On one hand is to provide platform for designers, and secondly, to create awareness for the audience. And that combines it, and also we said it should not be called a sustainable award, but the fashion makes sense as a double playful meaning, which in a way also questions, does it make sense? And how can we make it sense? So that was how we intended to create this. And I have to say it worked out really nice over the years also, that you see the level of designers growing.
And do you think, because of COVID this year, did it make sense, this award this year? Or how did you?
More than ever, we said, as I told before, everything that has to do with young designers must continue, should not be cancelled. So we felt really, obviously we would have loved to have a physical edition, but still organizing this means so much, and also creating the content, the video content for the designers, but also for the audience. I think it's so important that we show it that as an industry we are resilient, and we still want to make the world a better place.
Yeah, totally, I agree. Well, thank you. I think next up is we're going to hear from the finalists themselves. We're going to hear a final pitch from each and every one of the finalists. They have prepared, if all is well, a very short pitch to persuade you, viewers at home, who to vote for to win the audience prize of the Fashion Makes Sense Award 2020. So I hope the finalists are ready. I know I can see them already on the screen. First off, we're starting with Andrea from Italy. Andrea, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, perfectly.
Can you have sound as well?
Yeah. You hear me? The sound is perfect.
Yeah, perfect. So can you tell us, why should we vote for you?
Yeah, I'm Andrea Grossi. I'm 24 from Italy, and my collection, welcome to Deutschland, have the focus to mix the Italian know-how, the Italian made in Italy, the artisanality with the sustainable technology that we have for all over the world. So, my project is a search of the meaning of the made in Italy in 2021, and to make it in a sustainable way as possible. Thank you.
Cool, wow, very short and snappy. Thank you, Andrea. Next up is Saskia. Saskia, where are you? Are you ready to take the stage and give us your pitch?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Well, I'm Saskia, and I'm a world citizen, and my work tries to disarm prejudice and aims for a transnational way of life. And I try to do that by disarming, decommissioning, repurposing, and upcycling military surplus. And it kind of tries to break down the barriers, the borders, and the nationalism, I would say, that the army represents, and that we can all just, live in a world as human beings together. So it's a social, political, sustainable environment that I try to work in. Thank you.
Cool, thank you. Next up is Marco. Marco, are you ready to pitch?
Hello. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, good. I'm Marko FEHER from Bosnia and Herzegovina. First of all, I want to thank Fashion Clash for having all of us during these heavy days, I would say. Fashion should not become another name for pollution, just like you mentioned last night. So it should make more sense than it has had so far. Fashion needs to become more responsible. I'm one small part of that story, and I'm trying to change it. I will do my best to act as much as possible in my country and as widely as possible. So I don't want fashion to become another name for waste. So it's my project all about legacy, my grandfather's clothes, which he can't use anymore. So I reuse them and make new clothes out of it.
Cool. Thank you, Marco. Up next is Mathilde. Mathilde, tell us your story. What's your pitch?
Hello. So I'm Mathilde Rougier. I'm 23. I'm from France. And the collection you saw from me was the modular augmented capsule. And something that I'm really interested in terms of sustainability is trying to develop systems, different ways of doing things that are a solution for a long time, and the collection kind of functions that way, a little bit like a Lego set. So everything can be taken apart and rebuilt into different clothes, so it's ever evolving, kind of making, the collection, constantly moving, and it's entirely made from industry waste, cut up into those little modules. And I hope to be able to continue to develop similar systems in the future that, kind of give a long-lasting solution for the waste that is produced by the industry, and to allow creation to continue within a.
Cool. Thank you, Mathilde. Next up is Ari, or should I say Liedewij. Are you ready? You have sound?
Yes, hello.
Good.
Hi. Well, I'm Liedewij, actually, Liedewij Vera Ari, so Ari is my third name. And with this collection, I am visualizing a voice that is actually singing about sustainable fashion. And in my work, I always try to make things personal. And I wanted to also make things personal with this project by the singer that can wear her own voice. And I used all kinds of techniques that visualize her voice into the garments that she's wearing. And I use piece silk, so it's silk that it's where the caterpillars can be a butterfly, and recycled plastic bottles chiffon. And I think the future of fashion is actually ethical, personal, and on demand, because then we don't have waste at all, because we only make things that are actually wanted.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
Thank you. Very loud and clear. Thank you. Matthew is up next. Matthew, are you ready? Tell us why we should vote for you.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me. I've been upcycling since I can remember. And for me, this collection, it's called Oblick, which means in the blink of an eye, or a moment of time. And it was about a very personal experience that I had in my own life. And it led me to explore this idea that clothing can have this emotional value and a sustainable thinking, and how it should be inherent in all of our work. Everything is upcycled. It's made of ship sails and suitcases and I really hope that by viewing this collection, that everyone understands the idea of storytelling and upcycling and how we can incorporate it into the way that we think in the future and how we can reflect on our own responsibility as human beings and live together.
Cool. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank
Up
you.
next is Ezra. Ezra, what's your story? Tell us.
Hi, my name is Estra and I'm 22 and my collection is called Threefold. I started with this project at the beginning of COVID because I felt like I wanted to create like a resurrection ritual for the world to sort of start over, reinvent, reflect on everything we were doing. And my way of working is really intuitive, and in my process we discovered that for some reason a lot of things I had designed had to do with the number 3. And when I researched the number 3, I found out that especially in nature, it's a really powerful number because everything is composed of 3. And so I'm convinced that we don't need the mass to generate a new way of thinking, only 3. And especially the last year have taught us that collective way of thinking can actually change something we believe is wrong. So yeah, my goal as a sustainable designer was to create a collection made entirely out of dead stock.
Okay, well, thank you. Sorry, we have to get going. Everyone's story we need to hear, so thank you. Next up is Kevin. Kevin, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Kevin, and my collection Insert Artifact talks about the stage we're in when we try to understand and nurture our own design language, thinking about how we can perceive comfort and searching for painterly quality in knitwear. So I try to do it with my own artisanal and handmade techniques on a knitting machine. I try to give this idea of a sculpted garment almost resembling a brushstroke. In that way, I try to research in how to get a more abstract approach to knitwear and fashion in general, with maintaining the tactile qualities of knitwear. And the sustainable approach is really in an integrated way. I tried knitwear as a way of working with zero waste. And I actually work with leftover materials from other people's graduation projects and things from my mom's basement. So I try to work with that limitation, and it pushes my creativity. So in that way, that the idea of working sustainable keeps me going in that way.
Okay.
So with that, I try to show that sustainability and a personal approach can go hand in hand.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Then we are going to listen to the very last finalist, but last but not least, SANKIM. Are you ready? Tell us your story.
Hello, I'm SANKIM. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. So during the lockdown, I couldn't...
I think you're breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if we can still hear you. Are you frozen? We're going to see if we can fix the connection in a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to you in a little bit. Let's see if we can get it going. So lovely, all these digital things in a live stream. You never know what's going to happen. I hope we can get you back in time. But we'll see if your audio is fixed. I would love to hear from you. Please know that you can still vote for all of the work on the FASHIONCLASH.nl website. The lines will close in a little bit, but you still have some time. So maybe head over to the website if you want to know more about this year's finalists. We're going to see if we can try to get him back. I'm not sure if we will succeed. I hope we can. Otherwise, SANKIM, I'll do your pitch. You've done amazing work. I think we have to let go and just go to the guests in our studio. Lovely to hear all the personal stories from the finalists. Moving over to Liselot Hoekstra. Liselot is part of the FASHIONCLASH Festival. She has created an amazing performance that we're going to watch in a little bit. Welcome, Liselot. Lovely to have you.
Thank you.
I understand you've been a student at the University of the Arts in Utrecht, and you finished your studies not with a show, but with a performance, right?
Yes.
Why did you go the performance route? Why not a collection?
Well, during my studies, I came across all the difficulties in the fashion industry. So things like deadstock and facts like a garment is worn only 7 times on approximately. So all those facts, they really struck me a lot. So I wanted to search for another way to approach fashion. And that's why I chose another medium to tell the story of fashion, but not through a collection.
And what is because the audience hasn't seen the performance yet, we're going to watch it in a little bit.
Yeah.
What is the message you want to convey with Deadstock Island? I'll give that as a little nugget.
Well, in the second year of my studies, I got really fascinated with a secondhand leather biker jacket that I found. And there was like a little washed out label with a name in it. And I was like, what is the story behind this garment? And I got really obsessed with it, and it got really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what can I as a designer do to prolong the life of garments? And for me, that was storytelling. So that's what I used to hopefully convey the message of take better care of our clothes and hopefully prolong the lives of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I think it's time to have a look at Deadstock Island in a little bit. So you know, during this performance, you can still vote for the finalists for the audience prize of the Fashion Makes Sense Award 2020. As soon as this performance is ended, the lines will close as well. So this is your last chance to vote for the audience prize. But we're going to look at Deadstock Island by Liselot Hoekstra. Super nice, amazing performance, Liselot. I think everybody at home probably enjoyed this as much as I did. Before we're going to close the lines, I would like to give the floor to SANKIM. I think we have audio connection. SANKIM, are you there? Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, here.
Perfect, I can hear you. Take it away.
Oh, yeah. My name is SANKIM from South Korea. And I made the collection during the lockdown. And during the lockdown, I couldn't access to the studio and I couldn't even get any material from the shop. So I decided to use what I already have. So my collection is made out of supermarket plastic bags. And through this collection, I wanted to convey a message that we already have more than we need. So let's try reuse the material we have. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. I'm happy we were able to get you on the line and we could hear your pitch. So thank you so much. We keep the lines open for a little bit longer so everyone can vote for the audience prize if you want to. Go to FASHIONCLASH.nl right now and vote if you haven't done so already. So we're going to move over to the jury, since we also have a jury prize. 7 heavyweights, industry experts, have reached their verdict on the jury prize. And I would like to go over to the, spokesperson, if you will, for the jury today. It's Holly. Holly and I know each other already. Holly, welcome. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Hi, Andrea.
Lovely. I love the backdrop also. Lovely to have you, Holly. Hey, I know that you're Senior Sustainability Manager at Global Fashion Agenda. For people watching, can you explain to me what Global Fashion Agenda as an organization does?
Definitely. GFA is an industry convener that focuses on fashion and sustainability. So we help the industry to prioritize bold action on all different types of sustainability topics. And we host events and create publications like the CEO Agenda and Fashion on Climate.
And how does the Global Fashion Agenda, how do they look at sustainable fashion designers?
We look at designers and design talent from a really systemic approach. We believe that the current fashion industry can't sustain itself and is having a horrific impact, of course, on the people and the planet as well. So we're looking for talent that can break through the molds and the constraints of the current system, that can redesign value, redesign what prosperity means and how that can actually be positive, not only for bank balances, but for people, communities, and the planet as well. We really look for innovation in concept, in material, and awareness of impact. So going beyond what we now know to create a new foundation for fashion's future.
Cool. Thank you, Holly. We'll come back to you in a little bit later because you'll be the one unveiling the winner of the jury prize. So thank you, Holly, for now. Next up, Alex McIntosh, Creative Director and founder of Create Sustain, a creative consultancy agency. Alex, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
All good. Hey, could you tell me, because you have a creative consultancy agency, what did you look for when you were judging for the jury award this year?
Well, I guess the thing for me is that what you need in fashion is you need new talent bringing new ideas, because there is a little bit of a tendency in the sustainability dialogue to get fixated on kind of moonshot, technological, large-scale industry solutions. And actually, I kind of believe that the change we need comes from a multitude of different people and from a kind of constant shift in culture. So I guess I'm looking for the designers who can really bring a narrative that is powerful without words. You know, something that you can look at and understand the kind of strength of purpose and idea without really having to have it explained to you.
Cool, thank you. Thank you, Alex, so much. Next up, Belvis. Belvis is founder and editor-in-chief of Luxiders magazine. You're a very creative entrepreneur, Belvis. We know each other for quite a long time. I was wondering, I would love to hear from you, what do you think, what role does media play when it comes to creating a sustainable fashion industry?
Well, yes, today I think media are playing an outstanding role in creating and shaping of public opinion. Media should act as a watchdog to protect public interest against bad practices and create public awareness. So that means media should inform, but from my point of view, what's more important, media should inspire for a positive impact nowadays.
Cool. Thank you, Belvis. Next up,
Thank
I would
you.
love to, thank you so much. I would love to hear from Luciana. She's a jury member. She's a PhD researcher in product engineering as well as development studies. Hey, Luciana, welcome. Please tell me, I know that you've worked in both in Brazil as well as in Europe for Erasmus here in the Netherlands. I was wondering, do you see any similarities or differences between sustainable fashion in Brazil and Europe, or maybe Netherlands in specific?
Hi, thank you for your question. I'm also talking from ethicalfashionbrazil.com. So, yes, some similarities. Yes, for sure. I think the main thing is that when we think about we as humankind in this level of design, we are experiencing the same connection of ideas. So we have this everything that was happening in the 70s, like sustainable materials, it's still going on. Everything from the 80s, like eco management of products, it's still going on. Now with the name of circular design, but as well as life cycle analysis. The idea of sustainability itself in the 87, in the decade of the 90s, it is still an approach. And now 2020 and beyond, like we have the same things in both countries. For 2020 and on, we have like a more approach of game design for fashion, the digital idea. Also what Alex was saying about not using words so much, but yeah, designing ontologies, designing narratives, stories, so associating this, and the redesign of stuff. You're not seeing the new as a paradigm, but seeing the obsolescence as a paradigm itself. Yeah, like rent, vintage, second hand. So all these things are a basic idea, yeah, the same level in the whole world. The difference of the global north, yeah, and the Netherlands as an example, and the global south, and having Brazil as an example, the difference is the amount of money to make all these ideas come to reality. But yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thank you so much. Next up, we're going to hear from Max. Max is CEO and founder of Studio MMO4, content director at Neonit. Max, welcome. I think you've seen many different talents for this award. I was wondering, I would love to hear from you. What do you think, what can we expect from sustainable fashion designers in the future? Because you've seen everything for this award show, but I know you're also very much involved in other sustainable entrepreneurs. Can you tell me a little bit about your vision? What do you think sustainable fashion designers will do in the near future?
Yeah, sure. I think they will do plenty of things. They will have to do everything also because they are the future. But my hope is mainly with two things. I mean, the one thing is more practical, and the thing they are just more open to go new ways and also to kind of take, obviously, more complicated routes for a while. So I think the whole topic of upcycling and the whole universe around it is coming stronger together thanks to a lot of really passionate young designers that are really showcasing how things can be done differently. And I think this is also important because I always highlight that the fashion industry is also such an important kind of trigger for other industries. If you make kind of upcycling a cool thing, then other consumer industries will also follow and kind of look at that in a different way. And then I think, but the even bigger and more impactful thing is the whole fascination for virtual fashion. And I mean, that's where really I see so many triggers coming in. that will change the whole fashion game in many ways, where we can take out resources in a way that was not foreseeable until now. And that's, I think, where the real disruption is coming from. I mean, these young designers that have decided to say like no to any kind of classic physical product, and they really explore the virtual world. I'm not saying we're all going to stay with purely virtual clothes, but for sure we can swap a lot of the clothes we have at the moment for something that is just kind of there for the digital world.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. And last but not least, we're going to the final jury member of today. Annouk unfortunately couldn't be here. She was also one of the jury members, but the last jury member we're going to hear from is Sara Maino from Vogue Italy and head of Vogue Talents. You've been supporting talents around the world for many, many, many years, I can say. I was wondering, after all of these years, does this still excite you?
Well, yeah, I mean, if not, I wouldn't. I mean, I've been working in the industry for a long time, but I think that, as everyone was saying, even before, I mean, the force and the will, you know, to change for the new generation of, you know, doing better, and all these designers seeing how they are really sensible to the fact of wanting to do design and brands for good. I think this is already something that keeps, you know, me going on and giving them the visibility and the right support which the system needs to give right now. So yeah, at your answer, I'm always very enthusiastic to what I do, even if now it's a little bit challenging due to everything being very much digital. But I think out there, there's always a lot of talent. It's just about, you know, passion and supporting them.
Thank you, and I think on behalf of all of us, I think it's amazing that you support talent as much as you do, so thank you. Well, thank you, jury. Before we hear your verdict, we have news, because I just saw an envelope passing by here on the table, and I think Branko knows who the audience winner is, so the audience awards for the Fashion Makes Sense Award 2020. Are you going to open this envelope or what? I'm very curious.
I got nervous when I got it. I don't know it, so I have to see. So first of all, thanks everyone for voting, because we received so many votes, and people also took time to write why did they vote for the designer, and so amazing for that. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep you. So the winner is, and some remarks we got by the online was the designer. It makes sense, brilliant recycling approach of thinking a wearable. And he created an amazing synergy between tradition and modern classic and avant-garde. So the designer that got the most public votes is MARKO FEHER.
MARKO, congratulations. How do you feel?
Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you guys for voting for me.
Did you expect this at all, or?
No, I mean, there's a lot of brilliant designers in here, so I didn't expect, really, to be honest.
Well, good. I'm happy you won. What are you going to do with the prize? As you know, there's some money involved, of course, world ever fame. But what are you planning next? What are your next steps?
All of my money goes to fashion, so I'm into developing shapes and to developing fabrics, to everything, to producing things. So that will go in fashion.
So where can we follow you moving forward? Because I'm sure people watching at home would like to know and follow your path, next steps. So
probably on Instagram will be everything, or maybe on Fashion Clash next year, if gonna be physical or some kind of online thing, we'll see. But definitely, yeah, you can find it a lot on my Instagram. So.
Cool. Well, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But I hope you keep watching, because we still have another award to give away, which is the jury award. But congratulations, MARKO. Holly, spokesperson of the jury, I hope you're ready, because we are going to hear from you who the winner is of the jury award of the Fashion Makes Sense Award. Before you tell us the name, Holly, can you tell us a little bit about how the jury came to their verdict?
Definitely. I'll keep the suspense building up a little bit more. I firstly want to say that it's a great honor to be asked to be participating with the fellow esteemed jury members, and also that they instill their trust in me to convey our jury verdicts as well. So thank you for that. Overall, and I believe Sara just talked to it a little bit earlier, we had a real great sense of optimism hearing from the different participants about their concepts and about their approach to sustainability. And we really want to extend our gratitude for their positivity and openness and sharing with us what their new concepts and visions are. It really instilled in us this optimism and this faith in a fashion future that can be created with creativity and compassion and innovation. Looking at the different finalists, we saw there were quite a few different varying approaches. Some of the concepts really delved into history, into personal heritage. Others translated sound into silk, adopted modern technologies and artisanal craftsmanship. So it was really a delight to look at those different ideas. We felt overall that there was a real heightened awareness of the value of materials. So looking at reuse, recycling, how you can extend the life of garments beyond those 7 times that they're just worn. And furthermore, what we also identified across the different finalists was this great ability to storytell, to convey their personal emotions and relationships with garments. So within the presentations, we gained a deeper understanding into the participants' concepts and the processes behind their collections, and really were able to ask questions to understand how comprehensive the sustainability approaches were. We focused on 4 criteria. So we're looking at the sustainability, how that could be communicated and how thorough the approach was. We looked at the concept, the originality of the concept, of course, the design aesthetics and how the design aesthetics and concepts were linked together, and then the potential of the designer, both in practice and in development. So the prize winner was unanimously chosen by the jury because of their holistic concept and approach to sustainability, not only in having a very attractive design, but a very deep and extensive research. The designer had a method that would be not only something they would apply within their own work, but that we felt was unique because it would empower others to replicate it and to use it. And the visual design we felt was very strong, not only in the garments themselves, but also in the digitized tools around it. The finalists adopted a circular approach with a modular system and mentioned a term, constant design circularity. And we felt that that was really a stake in the sand for what the future can look like and what type of fashion would make sense. Lastly, they looked at using existing resources versus virgin, of course, reducing environmental impacts, but we felt that they also added more value to those waste materials that were used by applying surprising techniques. They looked at 3D scanning, creating an online material database, data moshing to develop silhouettes, visualized digital deterioration of materials, turning them into pixels, and really had this interesting approach of going analog, digital, analog, which we found really fascinating. So we wish the finalists all the best. We hope they find the partners that they were looking to find in artificial intelligence and development, because we see great potential in their work. So a great heartfelt thank you and congratulations to multidisciplinary fashion designer, Mathilde Rougier. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I think we're going to watch a video of her work now. Well, congratulations, Mathilde. How do you feel? Oh, I think you have a little bit of an audio hiccup. Can you try again? Did you unmute?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm a little bit taken aback. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting this at all. I'm very thankful. Thank you so much.
Lost for words, literally. Congratulations. Hey, what are you going to do next? Like, do you have plans? What's next for Mathilde?
Several things. I think I'm going to continue to develop the digital aspect of this, and I'm in the process actually of trying to commercialize the design in the form of bags, so using the textile to create bags, because I feel like all of this really research approach, I want to, I kind of want to make it happen in real life, to kind of go full circle and to really, finalize it into, so that sustainability can also be like a real life product, accessible to people.
Cool. Thank you. Well, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Enjoy. And I think we're going to round up for today. So I would like to thank everyone for watching. And before I do final announcements, I want to give the words back to Branko. Maybe you want to say thank you to some of our partners. Famous last words.
Yeah, I would like to thank, first of all, you for hosting this show so wonderfully. To all the designers, I'm really so proud of all of them. I think this was it was really a high addition of quality. And also really thanks to, because we can only do this by support, it's a really idealistic project. So we have the province of Limburg, the city of Maastricht, Meester Coetzee Foundation and Prins Bernhard Cultuur Fund. And the whole team that is, you don't see, but there's so much hard work behind this to make this possible, especially now. So from the bottom of our hearts, thanks. And please do keep support young designers wherever you encounter them. And if you keep supporting us, we can still continue to do this as well. So I just want to thank everyone for that this exists. So thanks.
Totally. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Liselot, for joining us today as well. A few more announcements. Do go to FASHIONCLASH.nl to join any of the other shows and performances. Next up on 5:30, we have a class of 2020. We have the local show at 8 tonight as well. So have a look on the website, join any of the other events, and have fun. Thank you. See you next year.